They say the things you're not supposed to want are the ones that stay with you the longest. No matter how deep you try to bury them, they flicker, years later, after the damage is done, after the line has already been crossed. But this isn't a story about an affair. It's not about lust, cheating, or some forbidden fantasy. It's about loneliness. A deep, aching, suffocating kind of loneliness. And what happens when someone finally sees you, truly sees you, long after you've forgotten what that even feels like. My name is Claire. I'm 57. I've been a mother, a wife, and a widow. I've been dependable, steady, the safe place for everyone but myself. I gave everything to my family. I raised 2 children, buried a husband, kept the house warm, the fridge full, smiled at the neighbors, laughed in all the right places. And somewhere in all of that, I vanished. I became invisible. No one touched me unless it was a hug goodbye. No one looked at me unless they needed something. And you don't even notice, not at first, the way you fade. It happens slowly, quietly, gently, until one day, you look in the mirror and wonder when you stopped being a woman and became just a role. Mother, widow, caretaker. Never Claire. It had been almost 11 years since my husband died. A heart attack in his sleep. One moment he was beside me, the next gone. And just like that, I was alone. The bed felt too big. The silence, too sharp. I did what was expected. I kept moving. I made casseroles, hosted holidays, smiled through it all. But inside, I was numb. And I stayed that way. For years. Until Jason. He had been my son's best friend since middle school. Always at our house, loud, messy, full of energy. They were inseparable. We joked about adopting him. He called me Miss Claire. Even when they grew older, even when his voice deepened and he filled out, he still called me that. Eventually, they both left for college. Life scattered them. I didn't see much of either after that. My son traveled constantly. Rarely visited. Always busy. Then one summer, Jason came back. Said he needed a break from the city. Said he missed real food. I told him he was welcome anytime. At first, it was simple. I made him dinner. He fixed a leaky faucet. We caught up. He told me about work, how hard it was to connect with people. He'd gone through a breakup. He looked tired, older, like life had worn him down too. And then he said something I haven't forgotten. It's weird, he said, but this house still feels more like home than anywhere else. I hadn't expected to cry, but I did. Quietly. He didn't say a word, just reached out and gently squeezed my hand. I don't know what changed after that. Maybe nothing did. Maybe it had always been there, waiting, quietly growing, hiding in plain sight. His visits got longer. The space between them, shorter. I started looking forward to them. Started wearing a bit of mascara. Started setting the table for 2 again. We'd talk for hours. Sometimes drink wine, listen to old records. Sometimes just sit in silence. It felt warm, familiar, safe. Then one night, it wasn't just familiar. It was electric. I was at the sink, doing dishes. He came up behind me. Close. Too close. His hands on either side of the sink. His voice, soft. You ever get tired of pretending you're okay? He asked. I couldn't answer. My hands were trembling in the soapy water. He stepped closer. I see you, he said. I always have. And then he kissed me. Just like that. Like it was the most natural thing in the world. And I let him. I didn't stop him. I kissed him back. And in that moment, something broke open. Years of silence, of cold sheets, of being invisible, gone. Replaced by warmth, breath, skin, connection. We didn't speak much that night. He led me upstairs like he'd always belonged there. Like he'd done it 100 times. And the way he touched me, it wasn't rushed. It wasn't clumsy. It was slow, careful. Like he was uncovering something sacred. I cried afterward. Not from guilt, but from relief. From remembering what it felt like to feel again. But that wasn't the end. It never is. Secrets carry weight. And over time they get heavier. They rot in the quiet. We told ourselves we'd stop. We didn't. He kept coming late, leaving early. It wasn't just about the sex. It was about being seen, about being wanted. I didn't feel old with him. I didn't feel broken. I felt alive. For the first time in over a decade, I didn't dread waking up. But reality never stays away for long. One weekend, my son came home. Unexpectedly.
Said he missed me.
Wanted to surprise me.
And he did.
He came through the back door. I was in the kitchen. Again. Jason's hands were on my waist. We were laughing, quiet, close. It wasn't anything explicit, but it was enough. My son froze. Dropped his bag. The look on his face. Betrayal. Confusion.
Heartbreak.
Mom. That's all he said. Just one word. And it shattered everything. He turned around and left. Didn't even take his bag. Just walked out. Jason tried to follow. I told him to leave. And he did, quietly. No argument.
No goodbye.
And there I was again. Alone in that kitchen. Only now, everything had changed. My son won't speak to me. It's been 8 months. He blocked my number. Doesn't answer my letters. Jason moved back to the city. I haven't heard from him since. Now I sit in this house, still clean, still warm, still quiet, and wonder, was it worth it?
Some days I say no.
Some days, I wish I could undo it all. But most days, I just miss being touched, being held, being looked at like I mattered. I don't know what that makes me.
Selfish. Weak.
Pathetic, maybe. But here's what I do know. For the first time in years, I wasn't pretending. For a little while, someone saw me. Not the caretaker. Not the widow.
Me.
And now I live with that. With the silence. With the cost. With the memory of hands that once knew my skin better than I did. Of lips that said my name like it was a secret. Of a line crossed that can never be uncrossed. And if I could go back, I don't know if I'd stop it. And maybe that's the real sin. Not the act, but the hunger for it. The way I still dream about it. The way it still haunts me. Because even now, after everything, I still don't feel sorry for feeling alive.